That's right.
What is up, guys? It's Folu Storms checking in for NewsISH from Lagos, Nigeria. As usual, we have some of the hottest trending stories, so let's jump to it. First of all, the Nigerian army has announced there's going to be a special mobile strike force that's going to be fighting Boko Haram. Now, the announcement was made by Mohammed Atahiru, who's the theatre commander, and he basically made the announcement at My Malari yesterday, saying that what's going to happen is they're going to have this special elite force that are going to once and for all decimate Boko Haram. Now, we know the Nigerian government has been talking about decimating Boko Haram for a while, but the truth is the attacks are still happening all over Maiduguri and parts of Borno, so we'll wait and see. But best of luck to the strike team, and continue to pray for our soldiers. Up next, let's talk about Taylor Swift. A jury panel of 6 women and 2 men basically convicted David Mueller, and Taylor Swift won $1 in damages. Now, remember that when she initially started suing David Mueller decided to counter-sue her for about $3 million US, and then she responded and said, you know what, she's going to sue just for the $1 to make a point and to continue to fight for women everywhere who have to deal with such sort of harassment. So shout out to Taylor Swift, I have to say, for standing up for that particular cause. Really, really important stuff. Up next, let's talk about the victims of the bombing attacks that happened in Manchester during the Ariana Grande concert on the 22nd of May. It turns out that the next of kin of the deceased are now each scheduled to receive about £250,000 from the We Love Manchester Fund, which has so far raised between 16 and 17 million pounds sterling, which is awesome. Sue Murphy, who's the head of the fund and also co-counsel on Manchester City Council, essentially, basically made this announcement and said they've already received the first £70,000. So that's a great thing. The president of Algeria has fired the prime minister of Algeria. We're talking about President Abdulaziz Bouteflika, who has fired former Prime Minister Abdelmadjid Tebboune. Now, no reason was given for the dismissal except to note that just before, I think a week before, the president had written a strongly worded letter to the prime minister telling him to enforce certain policies. That didn't happen. He was out. Person next in, the guy who was acting as the chief of staff for president of Algeria. The legendary singer Natalie Cole's son, Robert Yancey, was found dead in a motel room very recently. He was just age 39, and so far the coroner is ruling it as just a heart attack, but they are saying that maybe there might be some drugs involved, and this is only because Natalie Cole in her life struggled with drug abuse. Now, the family have said that Robert Yancey never suffered from drug abuse and didn't struggle with it, and he was getting his life together. But what does it mean when you're getting your life together exactly? Anyways, that's it for NewsISH. I'm Folu Storm signing out. Keep it locked in to be big.